Hey guys, welcome back. This is Twilight Zone, Teacher Raf. This is a short analysis about the film Leave the World Behind, Part 2. The QR code on the map of the cyber attack over the country with the red, orange, and yellow and white blotches. So you see the QR code over there by Kentucky or in that vicinity, and supposedly it takes you to um, Shawnee Lake, which is abandoned, haunted, and it's an amusement park now on Native American land. So you might ask yourself, why is that? Well, why would they show an amusement park? Well, perhaps it's symbolic of what the United States is. United States is the leader in entertainment worldwide, right? Movies, 80% of all entertainment in the world comes from the United States. Disneyland, cartoons, cartoon characters, all of those entertaining things, Las Vegas, you understand the glitz, the glamour, the songs, the albums, the actors, the actresses, all of those things, games, smartphones, smartwatches, all of those creative entertainment type of construction, inventions, innovations, they're all American. So there's an amusement park, Shawnee Lake, and it's abandoned. Why is it abandoned? Because the elites have now left. Why is it haunted? Because the people that are left despise one another, fear one another, have weaponized themselves against one another. So the elites have left this place in very dire conditions. And so that's what the QR code leads to. I mean, these are the symbolic things referencing the country. Okay, great. Now, not great, but you understand. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is what happened on around October 29th of this year while this film, Leave the World Behind, was playing at film festivals. Matthew Perry, the actor in Friends, the series on television, passed away allegedly. I mean, there's a sheriff report on it and everything, but it's just very strange. Whether he knew it was coming, I don't know, but there's some strange postings on his account, his social media accounts, prior to his passing that would elicit that he had some forewarning knowledge about the event. Very ill patterned postings, okay? And another thing is that another post on social media showed that the I think it's the F in Friends, there was something not above it any longer, like a star or a dot, some kind of dot, I think. Like the letters in the word Friends, there's a dot above each letter, and then Matthew Perry's dot was missing, indicating that or foreshadowing his demise, right? I don't know if you guys saw that social media post. I saw that. It was really strange because, I mean, either he knew it was coming or it's fabricated. But the point is, whether it's fabricated or he knew it was coming, it all leads to the same place, this movie, because this movie ends on the Friends theme, the theme of reality versus escape, the theme of insecurity versus security, in the realm of true and pure valued friendship. And so it's this movie was very well planned and marketed even ahead of time before its release, its wide release. It was still playing at the festivals when Matthew Perry passed away. And I'm reading comments posted about this movie on YouTube and some other places, but I have yet to see anyone reference that Matthew Perry passed, except for me. And I'm thinking, as is everyone's memory that short? Does everyone, just forget so quickly and just move on? Apparently, that's what's really strange too. And that was referenced in the movie with the two children, um, kind of forgetting that huge oil tanker, you know, breached land. They were already over it, going on to the next entertaining thing or gameplay or whatever. They forgot all about it, while the adults were still sort of analyzing and disturbed by the oil tanker, which of course the oil tanker had a name. The name of that boat was White Lion, and apparently a YouTuber said that the White Lion in 1619, which that number um, is in the movie a couple times. I think it's one of the radio stations, an AM radio station, I believe. Hertz, right? 1619 hertz, something like that. And apparently this YouTuber said that it references a slave ship in 1619 called the White Lion. Uh, the New World, right? Slave ship. The people left behind were slaves. They're being brought to the new world. Now, this is a new world after this cyber attack takes all technology down. Well, not all, but the Wi-Fi and the satellite, the charged batteries on the Teslas still work. The electricity in the homes still functions, but the greater ways of communication don't function any longer, apparently. What other thing I wanted to mention was that the oh, now I slipped my mind. Oh my gracious. The Oh, the time on the watch that stopped. On the beach there's a watch. I don't know if it's like a pocket watch, and it stopped. And someone said that it stopped on, it has two hands, hour hand, minute hand, and second hand. So it has the third hand, not second hand. And someone referenced that it stopped on three numbers: 9, 12, and 1, which would be September 12th, 2001, the day after 9/11. Means now we're in a new world. We have had a paradigm shift in our minds. We have had a perspective shift, right? Everyone always had this arrogant, prideful belief that America could not be attacked, and all of a sudden September 11th happened, and the day after, people's paradigm was shattered. Now we have a new shift in mindset. We have a new belief. So that those numbers allegedly were on that pocket watch, indicating that in this movie, in this scenario, now there's a new world. Now there's a paradigm shift. You no longer have Wi-Fi or social media or anything like that. So we're going back to the mid 90s, before you had readily available Wi-Fi. Of course, those dial-up modems, oh gracious, you couldn't even say that that's Wi-Fi, because it took 5 minutes to 12 minutes just to get on, and then who knows how long you could even be on there, and no one else was on there, so you weren't really communicating with anyone. Anyway, point is that it's like civilization is taking a step backward. Well, at least referencing one country. That doesn't mean the Wi-Fi is out in the rest of the country. But what's really interesting about this movie, and I haven't really wrapped my mind around this, I don't know if this is a movie flaw or if this is planned and I just haven't understood it. But if you have that watch stop, it's possible it stopped because water got into it or sand got into the components and stopped it, of course. But if there was an EMP weapon discharge, then the quartz inside the watch would stop being functional, it would stop functioning. Now, the EMP weapon wasn't a part of the fictional movie. It wasn't part of the storyline. So it makes you wonder, maybe that wasn't the case. Well, fair enough. So there are some strange things in this movie, a lot of symbolism. The shirts, the NASA shirt, the Obey shirt. Obey could be, just the straight up meaning of obey. Or it could be a reference to They Live, another movie about the elites controlling everybody, right? And then the boy is wearing the Obey shirt. The boy Could he possibly represent the idea of authority, doesn't really care about the details? Like his sister keeps telling him about things, but he sort of shrugs it off and doesn't care. He's very arrogant because he just feels like he's in control. And what happens? His teeth fall out. Now, if you look at dream symbolism, now I know that they're not having a dream, but if you do reference dream symbolism, the teeth falling out is always a foreshadowing of death upon us. Somebody will die, or there is going to be a huge sickness, but really it's there's a death coming. So that's really interesting because if you kind of link his character to the teeth, the obey, and then think about it, that the elites are gone. The elites are they died. They died a symbolic death. They're no longer at the helm of the country. It's really interesting. That's the way I look at it. You could look at it in a different way. I don't know, but um, there are many other little details here and there, but I think those are the themes that I just wanted to touch on. And maybe you want to leave a comment what you thought about the movie, or maybe what you think you are details that are very important or interesting or curious, or maybe some questions. Anyway, my advice is, you gotta be with people that have good values. Either go join that community or leave the area you're in and go find a different area to live in, because whatever is going on here, the pot is being stirred constantly. It's nonstop. You would think that it's just like one little dramatic event, but it's almost like all of these events are linked. One is touching the end of the other, and the other's beginning is touching the end of the next. That's what it's that's what it feels like to me, and I don't like that. uh, Somebody referenced that there's a lot of biblical things about floods, Noah, and waves. In the beginning, apparently, there's some big picture of the waves of the ocean being bigger. This possibly could be some kind of biblical reference of Noah's time in the Bible. People didn't believe something bad was happening, and they went upon their lives like with blinders on. They didn't want to believe. They didn't want to look at any clues, and they were lost when all this occurred. But the believers had their eyes open symbolically, right? They knew something was going to happen, and they planned and prepped for it. You see, they got into groups of friends, real friends, who could help them survive. Well, that's something that if you want to believe that, you got to dig deep to see it. But really, it's on the surface. I mean, that's what the little girl's symbology is all about. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you think about these things. Take care.